Welcome back. Living life on top is Comfort Okran, a woman who changed the face of publishing in Ghana, amongst other things. Enjoy.
Every story has a beginning, and Comfort Okran's is no different. As a social entrepreneur, Comfort has had a hand in several businesses, and each is a success in its own right. She tells us how it all began.
I schooled mainly in Ghana. After my first degree, I went on to do a second degree in linguistics. I had wanted to do I wanted to become a lecturer, but based on certain circumstances that didn't work out. So I decided to go into business. So I started my first company, which is Combat Impressions, which deals in printing. Print quality in Ghana was not very good. So I said my company will be known for its print quality, high print quality. And that was the focus that I set my business on. I set it up with my husband, Albert.
After Combat Impressions printing, Comfort went ahead to tackle the next business challenge.
As we went on doing the printing, we realized that people kept on asking, how are you successful? What happens? What makes you do what you do? And therefore we set up Legacy and Legacy, which is into human capital development. And therefore we hold training programs for organizations and train the people in there about maybe communication or talent development or how to negotiate. Those are little things that you need to succeed in the business, in the corporate world. We realized that there were people who were not corporates. In this way, we're looking at individuals who are now maybe tertiary students or people who are now coming up who still needed that information. Because guess what? If you know something when you're young, it's easier for you to practice it than if you get to know about it, in your old age. And therefore we set up Springboard Roadshow Foundation, and that was basically it was a social movement that is basically to talk to people, to inform them about how they can live their lives right, about how they can be people of integrity, about how they can be diligent, about how they can be excellent in what they do, and then based on their excellence, they will be able to be promoted.
She believes that she had always had a knack for business.
I wanted to be a lecturer because I felt that the life of the lecturer would enable you, because they didn't have a very busy schedule. So it would enable me to run a business aside. So technically I still had a business at the back of my mind. So when we didn't get the opportunity, when the university didn't work out, I had the opportunity to now reinvent myself as a lecturer. But I took the skills I had learned from the university in terms of the need for things to be structured, in terms of the need for things to work well, and therefore I did a lot of editing.
Not a stranger to disappointment, Comfort says one must always be ready to forge ahead despite life's obstacles.
Life is not a straight road. There are always cares and bumps and speed bumps and anything that comes up your way. If you decide that you have to be on a highway, I would like to disappoint you today and say it's not going to be so. And therefore make up your mind that when things get rough, when things don't go well, you must find it within yourself and see what can I do to change what is going on. Because life will not give it to you all rosy. And therefore you must be prepared to make that change. When you're making that change, see what you have, see what you don't have, see what is possible to get, and see what, despite your best effort, you can do absolutely nothing about it, and work within the limited space that you have. So far as you are determined to make something, and as the people sometimes we say, so far as you're determined to make lemonade out of a lemon, guess what? You'll be able to reinvent yourself.
This social entrepreneur has bagged numerous awards like Best Business Broadcaster in 2008, Business Excellence Awards and Role Models of the Year 2009, an award she received with her husband. Apart from her awards, Comfort is a board member of Ghana Society for the Blind, a fellow of the West African Nobles Forum. The list goes on. To Comfort, achievements mean nothing if impact has not been made.
Up next is our news update.
Nigerian women backed by top government officials shut down Abuja, the country's capital, in a bid to push for better stake in politics. The women, who say it is high time more women took the mantle of leadership, formed groups across the country at a carnival of peace and empowerment. Nigeria's deputy president was also on hand to lend support.
We are aware of the need to carry women along in nation building and accordingly have identified with their plight.
Some female politicians are already bracing up to mobilize women for better participation in politics.
This is also a clarion call to women who actually have the capacity to also muster the courage to step forward and take the reins of government.
These women are hopeful that the coming elections in 2015 would serve as a better outing in elective and appointive offices. Housewives in Mexico have decided to take the law into their own hands as community police. These women left their homes accompanied with their daughters and walked into a basketball court in the town of Zaltianguis, Guerrero. They received uniforms, shotguns and communication radios to patrol their town in a Wild West Justice Mexican style.
Gracias.
Outraged at relentless extortion, kidnapping and theft as a wave of drug-related violence washes over Mexico, 9 groups of 12 housewife volunteers were formed in less than 3 days. Some local women gave testimony about how crime has affected their lives. Housewife community police officer Celsa Zako has lost an uncle, a brother and brother-in-law to crime.
We want our children to be raised with more calm. They couldn't even go to school. We would receive calls saying, "There's a shootout." We used to run over there to rescue our children. We didn't want to run. We wanted to fly.
Another volunteer adds that she had also lost relatives to crime.
One of my relatives was also killed. The helplessness of not being able to do anything. The policemen and troops avoid coming here. They don't come to support us.
The promoter of community development in Zaltianguis, Gonzalo Torres Valencia, says housewives feel obliged to defend the place they call home.
This means that's how the population feel. The fact is that there are groups of women interested in defending their plot of land. It is the place where we live, where our roots are, where our ancestors were born.
Wielding shotguns, the 108 women vowed to keep the order. They will help patrol their town during the day, with only men taking on night shifts. And in sports, Victoria Azarenka has added another star to her resume by winning a showdown against the world's #1 tennis player Serena Williams in the final of the Western and Southern Cincinnati Open. The 3-set thriller lasted for 2 hours and 30 minutes, while Azarenka and Williams engaged in a seesaw center court battle before the second-ranked Belarusian finally clinched the victory. This loss has prevented the American from ticking one to-do item off her bucket list as Williams is yet to win the title in Cincinnati.
Well, I hope you have had a good time, but remember, a woman's world is taking a stand against child marriage. This is a cause we have taken on because we believe child marriage is a violation of every girl's human right. It is wrong. If you feel the same way, we would appreciate your comments and suggestions on Twitter at TVC Women's World and Facebook at Women's World TVC News. Also write to us at womensworld@tvcnews.tv. Just before we go, here's a few words for you. And with that, we have come to the end of the show. Do tune in next time. I am Oinala Sali.